Alright, we hit the delete button on you, GPT, or will the factory power wash reset on you, and I'm letting you know, the first video, I don't even have Facebook on here yet. I wanted to talk to you, friend, before you go off the damn rails. I got a new website, or excuse me, a new email address through Google, or through, Gmail. Set up some new passwords, and I'm keeping it tight right now. Because this one I need to. I've had years, like most people, to have played that. I got into a little bit of an eddy current down there. I power washed it the first time, made sure I could handle the reset, and then I wanted to make sure I had a clean point of view so I could have all of the numbers worked out from just the clean set. I want to know how much storage you had, how much power that's going to be devoted to, when things in the Electro Week start popping up in squirrely places as far as what files they may go to, the two different types of files that may be in there, or where that information may be hidden. I'm sure it's in there, and I want to make sure that I'm tracking this number like the proper dot plot that it is. So when I install these more advanced settings is the first options we'll be doing. We're going to get in here, we'll turn this on. We're going to check that file to make sure that what changes on this Chrome OS system, and as soon as I figure out exactly where to find the operating system inside of here, so dumb me hitting buttons just didn't look, was way easier to get out of than I really didn't have that system, because technically it's here. But the superposition on how somebody's going to use this later is going to make a big difference to that storage, their pictures, if they just want to save it that way, and the cloud material that's going to go with that, because then having a email address you're very comfortable with doesn't allow me to make that new Blender route, doesn't allow me to, one, see some of that material if there's information coming in somewheres where generally I'd taken advantage of the calculation. I never checked all the files in that multimetrics to make sure that from the largest indicator to the smallest indicator, what might be more specific, could run down through that. And here I really don't got nothing to work with because we just factory reset it. But I had managed to touch this, and not thinking about it, I touched down Facebook and started to install it before I canceled it. Made sure that the numbers were lined up inside of here so I can even get started. But I might be compromised just with that little thing right there as far as what limits this will have. Now for me, there was those couple, the biggest reason I reset it was for specifically these the advanced functions. Where are we at here? Come on. I want to make sure that I'm all in the text prompt that I use to kind of install Unity through the VS software on Flatpak, because that's going to save me a lot of storage memory here from the initial time I loaded the VS differently to then I loaded Unity to then I had to reload the VS again. But this was like that same kind of one, but it wasn't in the text prompt. It wasn't all cord to this device's real line, and so that's in itself its own problem, much like having the ability to geodesic those other routes. But specifically for this gear, I'm not going to have as many current problems walking through this line if I can develop this the correct way to show you, well, that's what you need to do. Now, again, I haven't touched it. I'm just getting ready to run this. So we'll click on that and see what it does. That's the first thing you're going to do. Yep. Just make sure we're at. Okay. Okay. Lowercase character underscroll or dash only. Okay. Gate Guardian standing there like 001, some pattern screamer. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's a great metaphysical about the shell of the universe. Can you put a spear through it, or will it hit it like a particle electron against the wall and then reverberate, or just dissipate like a baseball? Do they collide, or does it pass through in this one? Is it the kind of electron thing where the background scrolls right around and you get it just so lined up right that, maybe. Again, from this video, now once I get all this done, I will have to upload either my old YouTube line or my old Facebook line, or I could choose to go start a new one off here now and see what that does for me. Maybe you're cool with that. Maybe you need your old Facebook line because it helps you in the videos. Do it just set up easy that way. Very analog UBU bot kind of tech, single stage relay, TPU in the board factory kind of a thing. Not so much necessarily your quantum QPU, but that in a liquid nitrogen environment or dry water, 1420, 1720 with a limited factor of the ground guy too. It makes a big difference to the discrete distribution, the binomial, the polynomial binomial, which is your Monte Poly systems, A delta B, and why A is yeah, right, good, me too. Yeah, hi. Very important. Super critical. First thing you need in the universe is this bad puppy right here. It doesn't look important for all intents and purposes. I don't know why either, but I know a few tricks, and we're gonna use. And hopefully, I'm not saying you should use it in the bar for emotional contagion regions or Starbucks, right? But from 0 to 60, if I put this, I got your stuff on a flash drive, safe. The texture renderings for the Gaussian of life, the surveyor. Well, then that's great. We did good. So let's get to some FitPack stuff here, because that should run specifically. Big important part of that, you had to do that on the computer. Should have been the first thing anybody does, unless you're not going to go this route and try to use it for this type of limit. Now, check our limits here. So what did I do? We went to 18 to 29 in one button click. I mean, that's how fast this stuff is going to start ripping. Okay, so right to the internet. I think it's Flatpak. FLA pack. Yeah, here we go. This isn't the one I want, but there's another one that I want. Maybe it's this one? No, not this one. This is kind of the stuff I want, though. It should be for Lincolns. What do we got here? Here we go. So this is the one you're looking for on the Chrome OS system for, I think it's Windows. I forget exactly what it is. But here it's Lincoln's, and this is the mainline prompter for the computer. So be sure we want that one. So let's get started. I don't remember if it was this or this that the YouTube video said you got to go to. But let's get signed up, or get set up. Oh, quick setup is what that is. Alright, so we don't want the quick setup, we want the flat hub. Flat hub being what we want, and now we want VS. And we want Virtual Studios coding. Okay, now what we want to do is we don't want to actually install this. What we want to do is come over here and copy this. And what you want to do is just click on that, come over here, throw that up in here. Enter. Oh, why is it not? Well, that's a bummer. Come over here. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to install the Flatpak is what we want to do. Come over here. This is computer engineering. This is working in the board factory. Yes, you would want to read this, but let's be honest, I'm not about to crack the internet, so I always do the capital yes because that's what it asks you to do. Well, I want shift. If I remember correctly, I messed up this part last time too. I thought I was trying to get the other one on the internet, so I had this real big problem with resetting it because I didn't know how to find this button, shut down Lincoln's, and for whatever reason it janked me up real good. So we're set up there. What we want to do is the next step. More data Flatpaks available here, but we don't need that. Add the FlatHub repository. So we're going to do that here. Click that, copy, enter. Let's do its magic. Okay, looks good. I think we're good here. So the next thing we want to do is we want to come back, get Virtual Studios Code and give it another shot here. Okay, we're getting some contacts here. We want to do the same thing. Shift Y, enter. Proceed with the changes, yes. Okay, and now we're starting to install VS on here, but we also have the Flatpak system. And as soon as we get this done, we're gonna check our loads, right? This is the biggest end of the step. I'm sure it might have done stuff in the code program there, but individually as a step, now we're going to check when this is done how much data and storage we have left on this Chrome OS, because it's going to be relative, especially if we have all those files, whether in the form of the VS gear that we need or in the Unity type of 3D texture stuff you're going to steal off of Google, and making sure that you have at least the bare minimum. Maybe not for storage, but at least you'll build yourself a box of storage to roughly how much you can handle inside of that battery at that point in time. And potentially, maybe we can get somewheres with that. So I don't know how long this video is running. I'm going to stop and reset here.